Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am Rob, and this is oopsallghost trial run. We have a brand new mic today, and I am. Oh, it went mute. I'm so nervous. Anyways, welcome in, everybody. I am Rob, and today we're getting set up. No live guests today. We're going to be going through Reddit while we go through things. Feel free to share your story on any of our social platforms or oopsallghost@gmail.com. This is a place where people share their paranormal experiences through the channel. We've already got some great people and great stories and experiences that they lived through shared here on the channel, so feel free to check those out. Today we'll be doing Reddit, so bear with me while we find stories. The story says, Hospital Ghost. I've commented a few times on this thread about some experiences I've had. I definitely know I am sensitive to things. My mother was very psychic, and it's something that runs through her side of the family. Here's my most recent story. I work for elder care communities. I'm in and out different buildings all day long. So I don't have an office. Basically, I perch myself on my laptop to do my housekeeping anywhere where there is a room. I've only held this current position for about a month and a half. I have one building that's an old hospital. It was built in the 1950s. It's a small building, only one floor. Although it has been extensively updated, it still has a MCM feeling to it. Also, my administrator has found some old hospital odds and ends in the basement, as well as some old signage from when the hospital was dedicated. It on display in the building. It's actually kind of cool, as even one of the residents was a doctor in the hospital. It definitely creates a vintage vibe. In this building, my office is an old chapel. It's a small, beautiful room with stained glass windows. It is right off of the main lobby, where there is a TV that's usually playing for the residents to watch. Last week, while doing my paperwork, I thought I heard someone crying. I almost stuck my head out of the door. When I turned to the administrator, walked by with one of the CNAs. I recognized their voices. They were laughing about something, so I knew there was no one crying in the hallway. If there was, it would have been taken care of. The administrators of the building is 100% dedicated to her residents. Also, it didn't seem as though it was coming from the television. About 10 minutes later, I got up to use the bathroom. There was a resident watching an old Western in the lobby. Not the kind of program that would have a crying scene. I still was very unsure, but just chalked it up to something on the TV. Yesterday, I was in the chapel doing paperwork. Again, I started to hear crying. This time, I really listened to it. The TV in the lobby was on as well. The sound it made wasn't running in tandem with the crying. They were overlapping. I'm now convinced what I've experienced in the chapel is some kind of residual haunting from when the building was a hospital. That last one was the hospital ghosts and the crying around the corner no one can explain. Wow. So this person is hearing this crying in the hospital on multiple times. That'd be so creepy. Working away and you just hear crying. I remember I just had my kids and we would hear them crying at the back of the house. Or like, the kids aren't in the back of the house. They're upstairs. So we're like, what's going on? Checking upstairs. They're fast asleep. They're not crying. It finds out it's the cat. The cat picked up how to make the same sound the kids could cry of. It was wild. I was on way to an appointment today, and I saw something I can't really explain today. I saw something completely black on its hands and feet climbing up the side of a very rocky freeway embankment underpass. And by the time my dad got to the spot, I saw this thing. It was completely gone. It was 2:30 in the afternoon and the sun was out. I clearly saw something that looked kind of human, but not quite human. I thought maybe it was a person climbing the very rocky freeway embankment underpass. But it completely disappeared in like 10 seconds after seeing it and passing the spot I saw. I might be overreacting a little bit. It could have been a person, but something about it felt off. You can see all of the ways through the underpass where it or the person went. I didn't see it or the person climb over the guardrails. I wasn't driving. I was sitting in the passenger seat. Ooh. So this one's called The Spirit in the Doll, and this one goes. So I heard this story from a senior I'll call you. She worked as a babysitter in Bangkok during the 1997 Asian financial crisis. She desperately needed the money after her family's rubber business collapsed. So when she got hired as a nanny for an Indonesian family, she immediately took it. The family was small, consisting of only the mom, the dad, and their 3-year-old daughter, Nisha. She is a cute little girl that seems very attracted to her mom and very attached to her mom. She would be afraid of even the smallest things. The house seemed pretty normal, even peaceful, actually. It was a standalone house with 2 floors located near the sea. Since her job was part-time, you would come in the morning, work, and leave at 5, like this every day. But a month into the job, the mom told her that she would be late and asked you if she could watch her daughter until she came back. You agreed, as she would earn extra money. That evening, Nisha started getting more whiny and grumpy. Thinking that Nisha was probably hungry, you went to make some more milk in the kitchen. But when she was making the milk, Nisha suddenly screamed. By the time you rushed to see what had happened, Nisha was gone. You didn't know what to do, but a 3-year-old wouldn't be able to get anywhere far, so she continued searching. Just then, she heard soft giggling on the 2nd floor. You ran up the stairs to where the giggles were heard and stopped in front of the master bedroom. She opened the door and found Nisha playing with a doll on her bed, laughing and poking the doll. You was relieved that she had found Nisha, but then later wondered how a 3-year-old was able to go up the stairs and do it so quickly too. As she was thinking, she noticed that the doll was kind of strange. It wasn't like any other regular dolls you see in the market. It was more like a person. You know? Like a Barbie doll in terms of size, but much creepier. The doll had long, dark hair and had fingernails and toenails protruding out of the fingers, and it had fangs in its mouth. If you see it, you know, or sure as hell won't be sold in any kid's toy. I'll tell you the name of the doll later in the story if you guys want to search it up. For you at the time, the doll wasn't the priority and carried Nisha back downstairs. But just as she was about to carry Nisha, the little girl screamed. Blood was dropping from one of Nisha's fingers. Nisha kept crying, and to make matters worse, the mom called in. When you picked up the phone, the mom heard Nisha's cries and immediately asked what happened. All you could reply was that Nisha was bleeding. Not long after, the mom and dad came back and gave the mom the eerie doll. As soon as the mom saw that doll, the mom was shocked and started shouting at her husband. Then both started screaming at each other in Indonesian. Look back. That's when the hauntings began. After that incident, you started to experience more strange events in the house. She would feel like someone was watching her, and would often see a tall shadow figure at the corner of her eyes. But every time she turned around, nothing was there. When she was in the kitchen, she would hear people whispering prayers of some sort in the house when they're only her and Nisha. Almost 6 months in, you couldn't hold it in any other way and told her close friends that she is quitting. Even though she needed money, the constant fear was not worth it. Her friend consoled her and said that she would come help. So after a few days, when the parents weren't home, Yu's friend came over. As Yu was opening the gate, her friend greeted and said, I thought the parents weren't home. Yu said, yeah, I specifically chose today because the parents weren't home. Nobody's here. The friend started to panic a little and retorted, then what about the lady on the second floor? The one with long hair standing near the window. Who's that? Yu turned around and saw nothing, told her friend to stop playing, and pulled her friend to the house. As soon as the friend entered the house, she smelled a pungent, rotten stench in the house and asked if there was something dead in the house. Yu, on the other hand, was clueless and said that it smelled nothing. Then, she took her friend to go wait in the living room while she got something for her friend to snack on. But not long after, the friend started shouting, and when Yu rushed to the living room, she saw her friend running out of the front gate. Yu immediately called her friend to ask him why the heck was she screaming. Her friend shouted, that woman I saw upstairs just came down naked and tried to stab me. Are you crazy? I already told you that no one was here, Yu explained. I'm not lying. I really saw it. That crazy ass lady with the long hair ran down and was trying to kill me, Yu's friend said for the second time. Yu was really scared, but couldn't tell anyone and tried to live life as normal until one day she couldn't tolerate it any longer. The final incident was what made her quit this job. So that day, Yu was babysitting Nisha as usual. The mom wasn't home, but the dad was. Now, the dad is like your stereotypical workaholic dad that lacked attention. He usually does not try to get close to his daughter, but on that particular day, the dad carried Nisha to the second floor. You found it strange, as during her entire time as nanny, 6 months, never once did she see the dad carry his daughter. A while later, Nisha's scream could be heard from the first floor where Yu was at. Yu immediately went upstairs and found Nisha bleeding on both hands. Now, Yu had seen Nisha bleed before, but it was just one finger. This time, the injury was much bigger, blood dripping on the floor. But Yu saw the dad standing still, just staring at his daughter, crying and bleeding. Yu then called the mom, and both parents had a talk. The dad lied that Nisha was injured by a knife while playing. The mom smelled that bullshit, and both started fighting again. Yu had enough of this and told the mom that she was quitting. The mom hears this and starts crying. She said before Yu leaves, she has something she wants to tell her. With the family's reputation in society, the mom can't tell others about the problems she's been having, so she decides to tell Yu, hoping that doing this would get the stress off her chest. So her husband is a businessman who happens to strongly believe in black magic and witchcraft. And the doll that you saw was called a Jaglot. Sorry if I pronounce it wrong. Jaglot? Search it if you dare, but I must warn you that the doll is kind of creepy. It was considered a charm or an amulet of some sort that has a ghost spirit inside. To look after it, you need to offer it blood. For example, if you want your business to succeed, you want to get a deal confirmed, you need to give something of equal value. The bigger the wish, the bigger the sacrifice. The reason why Nisha was bleeding was because of her dad. And this was not his first time harming his daughter. He believes that the purer the blood, the more contained his big wishes are going to come true. No wonder why Nisha seemed afraid of everyone aside from her mom when you first met her. And the crazy naked lady with long hair that her friend saw was probably the spirit bound to this doll manifested for more blood. You quit that day and never looked back. For the mom, she stayed, trapped by tradition and belief in powers you happen to never understand. To be honest, for me, I feel so sorry for the kid. She's just 3. Not that she deserves much practice when she gets any older, but damn, some parents should not have kids for real. Wow, that's some scary stuff.